Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In this episode we're going to be fixing the clutch, we're going to be doing an intake, and we're going to be playing around with the tune on the Haltech. Alright, it's marked at both sides so we know 180 from each other. I marked it, I think 120. Yeah, 120. Let's do our first cut. And we're at 11 there, so let's see how much we take off with the cut. So I ended up touching the center section on the pipe, just touched. Let's see how much we got left. Took about 1 mil off. Just got to be careful. 2 mil off. Yeah, once it gets through and it drops down past it, I'll clean that up. Right, I've got to work out what filter I'm going to be using before I go any further.
Day 2.
I picked up a K&N pod filter. Got it straight onto the turbo. It's pretty big, 4 inches. It's actually one of the smaller ones, so we need to make this work. That actually doesn't fit onto the turbo very well, so we are definitely going to have to use our piping. Right, I'm going to move the cable back up the top here instead of down low. Alright, got the cable up high again. Probably end up making a box, a sealed box, which we really need to do to stay legal. But, let's try to get this into a okay position. There isn't much space. I'm going to try to get this lower and rotate it down. So I might have to get this guard off and trim down here to bring it down lower. Bet you didn't think I'd be doing that this episode. Alright, guard is off. Now we can trim down here properly. So I'll get this pipe off. This will have to get shortened. I can roll another bead onto that. That's fine. Alright, that escalated quickly. Alright, so we've cut that out. It's pretty good. We might even be able to make like a cold air. Maybe. I'm not sure. We're about to cut the straight piece a bit shorter from here to there. Alright, so that cut that much off, which is perfect instead of using this piece for this section. But I guess I could weld these together one day. So I'll put that in there. Yeah, we've got to roll the bead on both sides. So I'll have to take those pieces to my parents' place because he's got a bead roller. So he likes his metal work. Let's get that all back on. Alright, we've got the intercooler pipe on there. So that was cut off from that length. So let's change that over so that should be better. And then we are nice and low, so recessed into where I've cut out. Cut that much out. So let's see if we can get the filter in here. I've already got reef nuts in here from another time I did a little box, so we might get some angle off that and make a lid. Let's see if we can get it sitting a little bit lower. Alright, I'm probably going to have it about there, so we could actually probably get rid of these 2 pie cuts. Just have the short and the long. Alright, maybe a little high. And put one pie cut in. See if we can get it down a little bit. Well, it's sitting a little bit lower. Alright, I think that's it. Sitting a bit lower. I think it might look a little bit better having a couple of little welds there. We're going to have a little divider here, have a lid on it. Put there. Put some heat management between the coolant in there so we don't get hot radiating heat coming off that. Sweet. Alright, we've got it all back together. Just looking at this, might be able to run the cable underneath now. There's actually quite a bit of space under there, but we've got to work out with that divider to seal that off. Alright, I think I'll be able to get the cable underneath and this water line under that intercooler pipe. Make it look a bit neater. Alright, that looks better. Right, fully welded up. Not the best. This is probably my worst one and the most visible one. But cable went back under. Coolant line went under the intercooler. So here we'll probably put a 90 in here so we can run it a bit better. Extend this one out, bring it up and around as well, and we'll get some angle iron there, get a lid on the side, and a bit of rubber around that so it doesn't rub through. We might do cold air somehow through there and have a tube or something down here. Still allow airflow over the oil cooler, but also bring it up into there. What do you think, guys? Is it alright? I'll change that silicone to a black one as well. Alright, now we need to adjust the clutch pedal because it's not 100% disengaging, which is annoying. I can actually hear it still just on the surface. Yeah, it's all the way down the bottom, so I need to pull this pin out, knock that pin out. Alright, I'm not going to change the pedal placement. See if I can push this rod out more and then put it in. It's not until it's like here that it starts to engage. Right, so we'll take these two nuts off, pull that out, adjust it, put it back in. Alright, pedal is adjusted, it's all back together. See how it feels. Feels a lot better. I'll have to start it up and see where the catch point is, the release point. Alright, I'm going to log a cold start. Alright, let's see how we go. So my laptop's nearly full and I can't use Fusion 360 anymore for 3D printing because it's out of space. It needs to update. You can't use it unless you have current update, so it's not good. Wow, this has got to die off. It's got to. Yeah. It's cool. Logging it so we can see what's going on. I know I need to give it some throttle. Not that much. So 45. Alright, the clutch feels a lot better. Needs to get up to temp. Right, how's the intake sound? Yeah. Wait for it to tune up a bit better. Well, it's safe to say I got the idle. Alright, let's see how we go. The clutch feels a lot better. Grab point's about halfway down now. Yeah, that's better. I'm leaning out. This is what I want to see too. Alright. Clutch feels better. Probably go. I think the clutch is good. Alright, I'm going to look over those logs. We'll make some changes to probably timing and the VE table so it doesn't bog down. It was leaning out and we can see that through the playback. Alright, check out that log. Alright, just been sitting in here playing around with the computer. Got the charger on so we're staying up over 12 volts. A lot of the area under in vacuum around here is gone up 10 to 15%. So let's see how it goes with corrections. I started it and forgot to start logging, so turned it off pretty quick. We'll start logging again and see how we go. Alright, coolant's at 32. I've got no throttle, no TPS, runtime. Let's see if it gets to a certain time and stops. Logging down. Doing a lot of changes. Running a bit rich. This is actually pretty easy. I've highlighted a couple of blocks here where it's idling. It tells me the percentage. I just page up, which goes up 1%, and you see it change. Page up again. Should be smack on. Pretty good. Alright guys, I really should go for a drive. Now that the clutch is a lot better, I think I can, but not this episode guys.